what's the difference between being virtual in an online environment and a desktop in an on-practice environment? So if you look at my slide over here, we're going to demo some of these products to you and show you what this looks like. You'll see that in an online environment, a virtual environment, you have accessibility anytime, anywhere. All right, so wherever you are, if you're traveling, things of that nature, you can access those returns anytime, anywhere. There's cloud-based security. Also, too, with these online virtual products, there's no software installation, right? So it works in your web browser. So that's one of the convenient features about that. And then the online document storage is there as well. Your software provider is storing those documents there for you. Now, how is this valuable? What is this going to do? It's going to reduce office costs. Utilizing online tax software, virtual tax software, on a $200 Chromebook, people can run a tax practice. There's a lot of reduced costs in actually being able to run a tax office. So if you're going to hire somebody or something like that, there's reduced costs in that. Now, let's take a moment and look at the desktop, the on-premise. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you definitely have desktop right now, there's some things you have. You can access it anytime in your office, right? You just go to your office, or you have accessibility there. You have all your data is there for you, right? You connect to an office network. So if it's just you and it's on your laptop, on your computer, that's okay. But if you've got other employees, other team members that work for you, you've got to kind of set up a network so they can log in and you can see those returns, right? And there's a local installation that's also needed and required for the desktop on premise. So you'll do the local installation on every laptop, and then you want to make sure that you're working in the latest and updated tax software, because with desktop products, the software provider releases a lot of updates, and you've got to make sure you've got those updates placed on your computer. So you're working on those and your network maintenance and things of that nature. So those are some things that you want to, those things that you want to consider. So these are the two differences between a desktop and an online environment. So what I want to do, I want to walk you through, we're going to use TaxWise as our presentation. TaxWise is a tax compliance software that Wolters Kluwer owns, and I'm going to walk you through and show you how to access and how to log in. So this is the desktop version of TaxWise. So this is the one that would have to be installed on your computer. And I'm going to log in. I'm going to go ahead and put my password in. So this is exactly what it looks like. This is the return manager in TaxWise. You can see that, okay? So that return manager. And then before I go back to the return manager, this is the dashboard. So I've got some shortcuts to some things, anything that's changing, any updates that are happening over here. I've got a shortcut to start a new return, shortcut to open an existing return. So all these returns you're seeing over here, these are my sample returns. John, Sherry, and Tina, these are all my sample clients, and I'm presenting to customers TaxWise. These are my customer base. Now, all this data is actually on my computer. So if you notice, it says the file name. You can see the file name right here. It's encrypted. Well, there's the file name. These are the file names of the returns, right? So if I wanted to make sure that, let's say somebody else is working in my office, we'd have to connect with a server, and we'd have to connect in a network environment, I should say, for them able to see these files. So if I double click on Mr. TaxWise, that's a customer right here, this is exactly what it looks like. This is what we call the main information sheet. So this works on our actual computer. I'm going to show you what it's like to log in on TaxWise online. I'll show you what the online product actually looks like. So right here, the desktop, this is the 2020 version of the desktop. This is the 2020 version of TaxWise Online. Notice it's just a URL. So I would put my information in right there, and then I'll log in. I can save that. We do have multi-factor authentication. I've got mine saved. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and log in to TaxWise Online. So you see it works in your web browser. So I don't have to have a Windows computer. I don't have to have any of those items installed on my actual machine. What's important too about this is you'll see I'm in the 2020 version, right? If I want to open my 2021 version, I just changed my URL to TaxWise Online -2021, and here it is. I'm in the 2021 version of TaxWise Online. Same thing, if I wanted to go back to 19, I could just copy and paste. I don't have to go and open up a previous year. Everything works in the web browser. So here's my 2019 TaxWise, my 2021 TaxWise. So it just makes the process very streamlined. So looking over here, this is the actual TaxWise. If I click over here on tax returns, what I'm going to start to see is the return manager. And looking at that return manager, I can see Mr. Schedule A listed over here in the return manager. When I click on Mr. Schedule A, looking at this right over here, you'll see this is the main information sheet. So this works in your web browser. Like I said, so if I was using Chromebook, an iPad, even a smartphone, on a smartphone you can log in to TaxWise Online, and this is the way how you prepare the return for your client. So there's no DIY. The clients are not preparing their own tax return. You, as a tax professional, as a professional tax preparer, you're preparing the tax return for your clients utilizing the TaxWise software.